Hi, I am back again to play the next part of Arkham Horror, the card game. So we finished the first episode. It didn't go quite according to plan. I ended up having a bunch of horror on me all at one go, and I ended up not having a good experience apparently, and I'm not sure if I passed out but just the horrors were too much for me to handle. Anyways, the next thing that I remember is Lita, some redheaded woman, was pulling me out of the house and explained to me what is kind of going on, and that apparently there are cultists who are feeding the ghouls, and that they are living in our, present day, just hanging out. They're members of society, apparently. So we have to try and track down as many of them as possible in the next few hours, basically before midnight. So I have set up the scenario. So this is the Midnight Masks scenario. And so we are basically all good to go. So we have all of our locations out, as well as the new act and agenda. I have my deck. So at the end of the round, based on what I was given two bonus or just two experience. Unfortunately, because I had my hospital debts, which I had not gotten up to 6 resource tokens on it. So unfortunately, the result of that is that I get -2 experience points. So basically, I ended the first scenario with 0 experience points. So the only change to my deck was adding Lita to my deck. And we are continuing on. I'm keeping the difficulty the same. We started this way, so I think we're just going to play through and see what happens. I'm hoping that we'll have a better playthrough for this act. So let's read Act 1, Uncovering the Conspiracy. You have one night to find the members of this cult and unveil their plan. The more members of the cult you can find and interrogate before midnight, the better. So it would take an action. I have to spend 2 clues and draw the top card of the cultist deck. And the objective is find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the victory display. So we'll have a little spot for wherever that is. If there are 6 unique cultist enemies in the victory display, advance. Okay, so I need to have 6 of them, but apparently not all 6 of them are in the cultist deck. So obviously some are in the encounter deck as well. So we'll have to play through. Hopefully we'll be lucky and we'll draw them really fast. So for agenda 1, predator or prey. Lita seems convinced of a conspiracy within the city of Arkham. She believes that a secret cult serves the ghouls that live in the crypts beneath the city, and that several of the cult's prominent members are scattered throughout Arkham. As you begin searching for them, you can't shake the feeling that you too are being hunted. So now I have an optional action to resign, which is you don't want to risk taking too long, so you head to safety with the information you've gathered. Here's the difficulty though. I'm playing solo, so if I resign, the scenario is over. So I don't think that's gonna happen. We're gonna have to play through and see what happens. The other thing is I took mental trauma because I became incapacitated due to the horrors that I faced. So I start with 1 mental trauma, which basically I start with 1 horror to begin with, which kind of sucks because if a situation like the end of the last scenario happened and I get 3 in one go, then it's going to be over pretty soon again. Okay, so I have already drawn my hand. It's the first round, so we skip the mythos phase, so we'll start with the investigation phase. So I start at my house because it did not burn down. Apparently that is a potential that could happen. So the first thing that we're going to do is flip your house card. Despite what happened, you just couldn't bring yourself to destroy your home. All right, your house. Forced. When the ghoul priest spawns, spawn it here instead of at its normal location. Okay. I can take an action, draw one card, and gain one resource while I'm here. Limit once per turn. That's kind of nice. Okay, so the shroud value is 2, but we only need one clue. Or there is only one clue here. Okay, so I really, really like the idea of this draw a card and gain one resource. The reason being, I really, really was lucky and pulled Leo DeLuca on this first round, but it costs a lot to put him into play. It costs six resource tokens, but I would get an additional action during my turn if I have him in play. So it seems like it would be very worthwhile to have him in play sooner rather than later. So I'm gonna draw one card for my first action. Draw one card, gain one resource. All right. Oh no! Of course, I draw hospital debts. Perfect, absolutely wonderful. Revelation, put hospital debts into your play area, into your threat area. And I can move one resource from your resource pool to hospital debts twice per round. If the game ends and I have fewer than 6 resources, I earn 2 fewer experience points that scenario. So hopefully that will not happen this time around. Hopefully we, it's a lot of resource tokens though to spend. Okay, so that's action number 1. Action number 2, I mean, I guess we could travel, right? Let's flip over here. So I could gain another resource. I could play an event or acid card from hand. So right now, in terms of the events that I have in hand, one is actually 2 of them are fast. One is when an enemy attacks me, I can cancel the attack. So that's kind of a nice one to save. The other one is on my turn, I can disengage and move to another location with no enemies. And then the third event I have is deal 2 damage to an exhausted enemy at my location. So, and then obviously I can use them. And then the one, I also have Overpower, which is the skill. So, we could move, right? I mean, our goal is to try and draw cultist cards, right? So, I'm not sure. We have to draw cultist cards, we need 2 clues. So, unfortunately, my willpower is not great when it comes to finding clues. It's not my strong suit, unfortunately. So, I don't know if I want to try and get the clue at my house, or if I should just I think I'm going to gain another resource. And let's gain another resource. Let's do it. I figure we're halfway there. We need 6, right? So I think that's okay. That's okay. Okay. So next is the enemy phase. There are no enemies, so we don't have to do anything. So upkeep phase. Flip many cards. I haven't flipped mine, so we're all good. Ready exhausted cards. We haven't done that either. Each investigator draws 1 card. Hard Knocks. Ooh, it's an asset. Nice. Ooh, I used this one last time. I think it was worthwhile to have, especially if we're going to be battling things. And I also get a resource token. Draw down to 8. We're okay on that front. And then we go to the Mythos phase. Okay, so place 1 Doom on the agenda. Ooh, no. All right, we can get up to 6. Advance the investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. All right, what do we have? What do we have? An acolyte. Okay, spawn any empty location. And after the acolyte enters play, place 1 doom on it. So if it can enter any location, we didn't really place very many things last time. Okay, does it matter where I put it? Like, can I just put it the furthest away from me? Or is it random? Okay, I'm going to look this up. Okay, so apparently, because it says any empty location and there are multiple, I get to decide. So I'm just gonna have it be as far away from me as possible. So let's put it into north side. So we're gonna put that over there. And we spawn a doom token onto it at the same time. Okay. So that was the drawing from the encounter deck. Okay, so next it is back to my turn. Okay, so it's intellect, not willpower that we use for the clues, which is slightly better. Mine's 3, which is, better than 2. Okay, so I'm at 4. So I really, really want to get DeLuca into play so that we can have a fourth action. So, but I kind of also want to do I kind of also want to get that clue because we need to be doing that really, really fast. I basically need to get 12 clues, right? So, but I figure I can get more clues if I have an extra action every single turn. Okay, so we're gonna do the one that's at my house. So gain 1 card and gain 1 resource, which brings us to 5. So that's action number 1. Ooh, and we get a flashlight. Also would be wonderful. Ooh, and this brings the shroud location down. Okay, so action number 2. I'm actually going to put this into play. I think this is going to be worth it to have it right away. So we don't have too much space here, so let's just move stuff over a little bit. So that cost me 2 to play, right? And then it uses 3 supplies. So we're gonna grab a third one and we're just gonna put it all on top. Okay, so that was action number 2. So action number 3, I'd say let's investigate and get that first clue. So spend 1 supply. So we're going to put that back. Investigate your location. Your location gets -2 shroud for this investigation. So we have to beat 0, which is much easier. And we start with 3. So depending on, do I want to add anything? Ooh, okay. We could add elusive or sneak attack. I'm thinking let's add sneak attack. So we're at 4. So we're at 4, we need to beat 0. We're at 4, we need to beat 0. And we don't have any modifiers. Okay, so perfect. So this goes into discard. We had used that. We get the clue. Perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my clues just down here below my deck. And then that way when we use them, that's where they're going to be. Okay, so that was action number 3. Okay, perfect. So that clue is gone. So we are moving on with the enemy phase. Okay, so I don't think there's been an enemy that hasn't been in my location. I should have just defeated the enemy, shouldn't I have? That probably would have been, I don't know. I think I just want to avoid them though. Okay, so enemies with the hunter keyword move toward the nearest investigator. So if they don't have the hunter keyword, do they just stay put then? It doesn't say hunter anywhere. I'm going to take a read about that too. So I just want to make sure that the only way that they move is if they have the hunter keyword. Okay. So, this acolyte does not have the hunter. It's humanoid and cultist. It does not have the hunter keyword though. So he is gonna stay put in north side. Okay. And because there is no one for him to attack, we move on to the upkeep phase. Okay, so reset actions, flip many cards, ready all exhausted cards. Each investigator draws 1 card and gains 1 resource. Perfect. On the lam, it's an event card. Ooh, it has a lot of has 2 wilds associated with it. Schizo tool, deck only. It's a fast. Play after your turn begins. Until the end of the round, non-elite enemies cannot attack you. Oh, okay. That seems also worth it. Even also just for all of the the extra little things that I can use to use for skill tests. Okay, so and discard down to 8. We're good. So Mythos phase, we put another Doom. We put another Doom, so we're at 3 because I think the one on the cultist counts as well. Advance the agenda. If we're good, we're good, we're good. Draw the next. Oh, hopefully it's a cult. Hold on, wait. Does this cultist count as a cultist? This acolyte, does he count as a cultist? Oh, I did not think of that. Okay. So, how does this work? How do I capture a cultist from the deck? Would I just put him into hand instead of having put him on the map? Okay, so here's what it says with uncovering the conspiracy. You spend 2 clues to draw the top card of the cultist deck. Find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the victory display. So, if there are 6 unique cultist enemies in the victory display, you advance, and not all 6 of them are in the cultist deck. Okay, so this acolyte has cultist as a key word. So I'm gonna say that instead of it spawning at like a location, that it's actually gonna go into my victory display. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I don't have too much space for a victory display. So what we will do is maybe just keep it up top over here. And that should give us enough space. Oh, and I think we keep this on him though. It does still have the entering play. Not super clear. Okay, but that's okay. I think this is right. I don't think we fight him because he's a unique cultist. So if I were to draw an acolyte again, I would put him into play because he's no longer unique. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So where were we at? We were drawing from the card, right? We were doing the Doom threshold and then drawing the top card from the encounter deck. Treachery, obscuring fog, it's a hazard. Revelation, great. Oh no. Oh, actually, no, wait, this is okay. Attached to your location, and it's limit 1 per location. Attached location gets +2 shroud, which doesn't really matter because we have gotten the clue from there. Forced. After attached location is successfully investigated, discard the obscuring fog. So it has been successfully investigated. So I'm just going to discard this right away. Okay, this is going okay. This isn't so bad. Okay, and oh, hold on. I think I had already pulled. I had already pulled a. I'm not gonna. I don't want to look at it. We're gonna just put this on the top there. I had forgotten I had pulled that one, and then I think I got distracted about the cultist, and then forgotten that I had it right in front of me. So I just put that back on the top, and we will pull that next round. So that was an oopsies. So, okay, moving on. Investigation phase. Okay, so we're still where we are. So I'm going to draw, doing this again, I'm going to draw a card and gain a resource. Pickpocketing. After you evade an enemy, exhaust pickpocketing, and you can draw a card. Okay. Coolio. And so now I'm at 5. So action number 2, I'm going to draw a resource, which brings me to 6. So action number 3, I'm going to put my ally into play, which is going to cost me all of those 6 resource tokens. But I now have Leo DeLuca, who's hanging out with me, the Louisiana Lion. And you may take an additional action during your turn. So I'm going to say that we start that immediately, and I get another action. Let's go and check out Southside, see what's going on there. So we're going to move. Middle-class houses with gambrel roofs crowd together between the streets of Southside. The neighborhood is known for its cultural and social landmarks, such as South Church, Ma's boarding house, and the Historical Society. Actually, can I get here? Right? Yes, I think I can. Actually, no, I can't. Right? Because it tells you where you can go. I think the only place I can go is the graveyard. Right? And then from the graveyard. No, wait. I have to go to Rivertown. Rivertown has the yellow circle. And then from Rivertown I can go anywhere. Okay, so never mind, we're going to Rivertown. The banks of the Miskatonic River are lined with docks, warehouses, and small shops in a district aptly named Rivertown. Okay, so we're gonna flip it. So it has shroud value of 1 and clue of 1. And also, let's read the little flavor text. There is something unsettling about the water of the Miskatonic River tonight. It ripples and bubbles as though something is moving beneath the surface. Uh-oh, that's freaky. All right, so that is the end of our actions. So we will move on to the enemy phase. There's no enemies. Moving on to the upkeep phase. Reset, ready, draw a card, gain a resource. I don't know if I have enough space. 3. We're good in terms of we don't have to discard down. So we got a knife. Oh, this is good. For fighting, I get basically extra. Perfect. That is good to have for sure. Okay. I go down in hand size, but we're good. We're only at 7 out of 8, so that's okay. Moving on to the Mythos phase. Place a doom token. Oh no. So we're at 4 right now. 4 out of 6. Okay. Next. Each investigator draws 1. Okay. All right. So what did we mess up last time? Also treachery, crypt chill, hazard, revelation. Oh no. Test 4 willpower, which I'm not that great at. I only have 2 to begin with. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. Oh no. Which would either be my flashlight or my ally. It would have to be the flashlight because the ally costs so much. And if you cannot take 2 damage, okay. And I have to do this first. I cannot, put something else into play, unfortunately. Okay, so I guess the question is, can I maybe use something like maybe my on the lam, right? That would give me 2, an additional 2. Do any of the others have willpower? My dodge. Unfortunately, this is the one that I want to keep, which is when an enemy attacks me, I can cancel the attack, which seems really nice. But I think I don't want to get rid of my flashlight because that's going to help me with clues. And I really don't want to get rid of Leo. So I'm going to do on the lam for the additional 2. And I think I'm also going to do the dodge for an additional 1 So that's 3 added to my 2, so that's at 5. So I'm only 1 over. So I can get a... I think I have to either meet it, right? So I can get a -1, basically. A -1. Is there nothing else I can do? I really, really don't want to lose that. There's absolutely nothing else I can do. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. So I'm at 5. I can only get a -1. Okay. Well, I think we're getting rid of our flashlight. Which, as far as I know, yeah, it's -4. So, -4 to my 5. So I have 1, and I'm supposed to meet 4. So, also, oh, this is even worse than that. If you fail, place all your clues on your location. At least there's only 1. Still super bummer. Super bummer. Okay. Man. That one sucks. This is so bad. We have 1 out of 6 cultists. Okay, so I guess the flashlight is going. Really unfortunately. Really, really unfortunately. Bye-bye, flashlight. Bye-bye. And we can get rid of this stupid crypt chill. Okay. The supernatural cold threatens to freeze your soul. So as a result, apparently I dropped my flashlight. Okay, so next. Ooh, I'm pulling. Next is the investigation phase. So it's my turn now. Okay, so I have 4 actions now, which is perfect. Unfortunately, stupid shroud value. I wouldn't have used it for this location, I don't think. Okay. Let's do that. So let's try get our clues back. I guess the other question is, do I want to put anything else asset-wise into play? I could do hard knocks. No, I can only do knife, actually, based on cost. Yeah, let's pay the 1 resource and put the knife into play, which will be helpful if we do have to fight something. So that's action number 1. Action number 2, let's do this shroud value. These both go into the discard pile. So we have to use intellect on this. So I'm going to be safe for this one. And so my intellect is 3. We have to meet 1. We have 3, so I've done 1 action, right? I put on the knife, so I can do this 3 times. Okay, so time number 1, we're not going to add anything. We get, it's like the hooded cultist one, which is a -2. And place 1 doom on each cultist enemy in play. Okay, so he's not in play, so, right? Because he's technically in the victory pile. So I'm going to say that he's not in play, so we don't have to make it worse. The other question, I guess, with this one is, does the doom token get removed because he's not in play anymore? That's not super, super obvious. Okay. So I'm going to keep it over on this side. We're going to keep the cultists over near this section here so we can see how we're doing. Okay, so if there are no cultist enemies in play, reveal another token? Oh, crap. So does this mean this one goes back in, or do they compound? If there are no cultist enemies in play, reveal another token. Okay, so I'm guessing we don't put this one back in just yet. we reveal another token. But I don't think they compound. Do they? It's -1. So, okay, I'm gonna look this up and see if there's an answer about that. So it's not super clear to me whether it's -3 in total or if I just take the new one. So it says -2, then it says place 1 doom token on each cultist enemy in play. If there are no cultist enemies in play, reveal another token. So do they stack? It doesn't. All the rules seem to indicate is to follow the directions on here. I mean, it says reveal another token, but is that instead of or is that in addition to? Okay, I'm gonna say that it's instead of, just because I think we're struggling already. So we'll take the little bit of respite. And we'll take the -1. Or, I mean, really, you could do the -2. Regardless, it's... But if you stack them together, then it would be a fail. So, I'm going to say that it's one or the other, or the worst one, in which case it's -2. And our intellect is 3, which brings us down to a 1, which meets the shroud value. So we get to take 1 back that we already had. Okay, so that was action number 2. So we're gonna do it again. So trying to beat the shroud value with 3, and we're not gonna commit any skills. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? We got a -2, which is perfect. That brings us down to 1, so we get the second one. There we go. Action number 3. I think it does take an action, right? The investigators spend 2 clues, draw the top part of the cultist deck. Okay, so we're gonna, for action number 4, right? So first one was putting out a knife. Action number 2 and 3 was getting both clues. Action number 4, spend both clues. And reveal the top card of, draw the top card of the cultist deck. Alright, so let's find out what happens. Okay, so maybe I do have to fight them. Maybe I do have to fight them. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is Victoria Devereaux, the Collector. Humanoid cultist. Spawns in North Side, which is where I totally had the acolyte. Spend 5 resources to parley and add Victoria Devereaux to the victory display. See, so the problem is this one didn't mention any way of adding it to the victory display, but it has the keyword cultist on it, which makes me think it counts as a unique cultist. Not super obvious. Oliver Thomas, the proprietor of the Curiosity Shop, has informed you that a new client has taken a key interest in a mysterious mask. All right. So we could fight or spend 5 resources to parley. Oh, we need 5 resources. That's so crappy. So I still don't know if this acolyte is... I'm guessing that he's actually in play. Then, do I have to kill him, or does he just become part of? Because if he was part of it, then I could have just added the other token, and that would have fixed that. Oh, we're totally gonna die. This is not gonna end well, is it? Okay, so if we say that he is actually still in Northside, and they're both there, and that I would have then put a Doom token on him, which at least fixes that. At least that makes the pulling that cultist one is a little bit more straightforward. So we didn't mess around with anything there. Okay, that does mean though that we are at 5. So I think we're gonna be advancing. This isn't going so well. Okay, so that was the investigation phase, was getting 1 cultist on the board. Enemy phase, neither of them have the hunter keyword, so they don't move. Upkeep phase, ready, all exhaust cards, draw a card, and a... Okay, so we have another knife. Okay, so at least the acolyte is pretty weak, right? His health is only 1, so we can just get in there and fight him ASAP, and then have well, I guess depending on what happens when we advance the agenda. Okay, discard down to 8 cards. We're fine there. Mythos, place a Doom on the agenda. So this makes it 6 based on the 2. Advance the agenda if Doom threshold is satisfied. Okay, so let's put those there. Okay, so we flip it over. It's cultist. The masked hunter, silently stalking. Oh boy. Spawn, engage with prey. Okay, so he's gonna happen right here in Rivertown. Oh, hold on, never mind. It spawns engaged with prey. Prey, is based on who has the most clues. Well, I'm the only person, so it's gonna engage with me. It is a hunter, and the masked hunter gets +2 health per investigator. So it's at 6 health. While you are engaged with the masked hunter, you cannot discover or spend clues. Ew, no! Well, at least he's a cultist, so, I mean, we're either gonna die, or, we're gonna get at least 1 hunter. I mean, cultist. Okay, so let's read Agenda 2A. Time is running short. Yeah, tell me about it. The minutes pass quickly as your investigation continues. So I have the option to resign again. The text for that says, you don't want to risk talking too long or taking too long. So you head to safety with the information you've gathered. Yeah. At least this one has 8, or requires 8 doom. So unfortunately we're starting with 2 already. Okay. So, oh no. Wait, investigation phase. Okay, investigation. I was going to say, if the enemy phase happens first, then I'm screwed. But we have the investigation phase. So, here is... I can do elusive, but he's a hunter, so he's going to just keep coming after with me. Fast, play only during your turn. disengage from each enemy engaged with you, and move to a revealed location with no enemies. Oh, I don't have any. The only place I have open is my house, which isn't necessarily helpful. So, okay. Other options that I have. Well, I have to fight first, right? I can't just unfortunately I can't really run away. Or I could evade. For example, pickpocketing. After you evade an enemy, exhaust pickpocketing and draw a card. Hard Knocks. I kind of wish I had. Actually, I don't know if that would necessarily help though, because I don't want to be spending resources. At least I have Overpower. That's nice as well. Okay, so here is a question. If I attack him, right, I have to beat 4. And the most health, so he has 6 health though. So I would have to... If I choose with my knife option, if I choose fight, then you get a +1 for this attack. I could discard the knife, fight, and get +2 for the attack. The attack deals 1 extra damage. So it's the only unfortunate thing is the most I could do is, like, even if I were to discard the knife, I would only do 2 damage. So what I could do is do a discard, right? Because I have 4 actions. So I could do the fight with the knife, discard it, get off 2 damage. Then I could play... I don't have resources. Shoot. I would have to get a second... Ooh, I don't know if this works. I would have to get a second resource token. Play Elusive, which would cost those 2. It would allow me to disengage and move back to your house. That's not helpful though. I'm still gonna end up... I could evade. I could try evade instead. Right? If I were to... So engage, cause 2 damage. Evade. Play knife. Fight again for an additional 2 damage. Whittle him down to 4. I would still end up getting... He would still end up attacking me at least once. But yeah, I think that might be the way to go about it. Right? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to do a little bit of reading. I don't think I've ever evaded before, so I'm going to take a little peek at that and just make sure that I understand it correctly and that I can then play a card after evading. Okay. Okay, so evading is really cool. What I did not really understand was the fact that after you evade an enemy, it becomes exhausted. And then when it's exhausted, it can't attack you. So we're going to be able to split this fight up, which is kind of nice. I think in the end it will be better, hopefully. Hopefully we won't die. Or hopefully we'll get the cultist. So, okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is attack. So we need to beat the attack value, so 4. So I start with 3, but we're going to discard the knife and get an additional +2, which brings us to 5. Additionally, I'm going to commit Overpower, and will give us an additional 2. So it brings us to 7. As far as I understand, I think that's good. I think that's all correct. Let me just do a double check. Right, so that's damage taken, which we don't need to worry about. Yeah. Make a combat test against the enemy's fight value. Perfect, okay. So we are at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have to beat his 4. So we should have enough. Hopefully. Come on, not more than a -3. Why does this always happen? Why does this always happen? So I feel like I have drawn this token more than any others in this entire game. Isn't there only one of this particular token in this deck? Right? Like, am I going crazy? Are there more than one? No, there is only one of that token. And I think I've drawn it like 4 or 5 times. Maybe more, maybe more. That's how bad this is. Okay, damn it. Well, that worked out horribly. So I lose the fight, which I'm pretty sure means I take 2 damage. Like, it could have been so not bad. Why did that happen? Why? Luck is not on my side. Okay, so does anything happen if I lose the fight when I engage the fight? Or does nothing happen if I fail? Okay. If the combat test fails, no damage is dealt to the attacked enemy. However, if an investigator fails a combat test against an enemy, engage with another investigator. Okay. So I don't think I actually receive any damage. That did not go well. That did not go well. Okay. Like, that was just bad. That should not happen as often as it's been happening. Okay, so they're both in my discard pile, and I have to disengage at this point. I can't, yeah, I can't be here. So instead, what we're going to do is disengage. So that was action number 1. So we're going to, what are my options for disengaging? I just have to disengage. Right? Unfortunately, I can't, I don't have enough resources to play the elusive card, so instead we're going to just straight up disengage, which is going to, we have to beat his 2. I have 4. Hey, at least I'm good at disengaging. I have 4. So I don't know if I should try and all right, we're gonna use pickpocket. We're gonna commit pickpocket. So I'm at 5, right? I'm at 5. I can get a -3 or better. Hey, this is the good one. So this one means I get a +2, and if I succeed, I get 2 resources. Okay, so I get 2 resources out of that, which is wonderful. Pickpocket gets put in the discard pile. Finally something good. Okay, so that was action number 2. The Masked Hunter is now I'm going to put him underneath Rivertown just so we can see what's going on. Is now, whatchamacalled? Exhausted. So I'm going to play, we're going to play actually, I hate doing this, but we're going to play all three. And I'm going to put both, right? Fight, evade. So playing a card, I'm playing knife again, and hard knocks. So we're spending the 3 resources, but it's going to help us with both evading and fighting. So I think it's good to have hard knocks out. So that was 4 actions. So we are done our turn. Enemies with the hunter keyword move toward the nearest investigator. Well, we're at the right place, so can't do that. Engage enemy's attack if able. He is exhausted, so he cannot attack me. Upkeep phase, reset actions, ready exhausted cards. Okay, so does that mean he becomes automatically engaged with me? I think so, right? So we're going to put him back down here again, just as a reminder. Draw a card, gain a resource. Ooh, it's an expensive event. Costs 5, but it's a dynamite blast. It's tactic. Choose either your location or connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and each investigator at the chosen location. Okay. So we drew a card. We grabbed a resource. We don't have to discard. Mythos phase. Place a doom on the agenda. Okay. Advance the agenda if possible. Draw something from the encounter deck. Alright, we have another acolyte. Spawn in an empty location. Place a doom upon it. No! Alright, I guess... Damn it. I guess let's try and get it, right? Try and get the acolyte. So, ooh, or you know what? Maybe I don't want that. I'm not sure. So for now, let's just put him in Easttown. Because we're gonna have to fight the current dude. So let's not worry about anyone else right now. And, okay, so my turn, I got 4 actions, so we are engaged. So, step number 1, we are going to fight. Unfortunately, we don't have overpower this time around, so that kind of sucks. But we start with 3. We are going to use, spend 1 resource and use hard knocks to get an additional, so that's going to be 4. And... as my fight, I also get to use my knife. I really want to discard it and get the additional 2 damage. I really, really think that's worth it, right? Or is it better to have the ongoing? You know what? Let's not discard it. Let's keep it in hand. I think that's better. So we have 3 to start, 4th because we spent a resource, 5 because of the knife. So we are at 5, and we have to beat 4. So I can only, and unfortunately I can't even commit any cards. So the most we can have is a -1. I don't think this is going to go very well now, is it? We're going to have to evade. Oh, and I already spent my resource. It's okay, we can get more resources. I guess that's not the end of the world. Okay, please -1 or better. Please -1 or better. Please -1 or better. -3. So that didn't work. Okay. That was fight number 1. I mean, we can just maybe leave this guy. Maybe he's not worth it. You know what? He's not worth it. Screw it. Actually, let's try fight him one more time. And if that doesn't work, then I will disengage, I will evade, and we'll go somewhere else. because we really need to be, I need to be finding clues, or getting resources and chatting with this lady. Like, how many do I need? I have to do 5. I have to spend 5 resources. Like, I need to get 5 resources. So I could evade, go somewhere new. And then get 2 resource tokens. He won't follow because he's exhausted, right? I don't think exhausted monsters can follow either. Then, yeah, so then it'll take one full round basically for him to catch up. But maybe at that point I can get to north side, defeat the one acolyte, and then get her on my side. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try and run away from this dude. Okay, so we're evading, which requires 2. I have 4. Okay, and we could use, oh, you know what? I could do elusive. The problem with doing elusive, no, I can't. I don't have the resources. Okay, we're just gonna disengage. So we can get a -2 or better. Hey, I got threads everywhere. It's a 0. Okay, so we evaded. I wish that would have happened on the stupid fight. So he is, let's put him this way. Exhausted. Don't have to worry about him anymore. So that was action number 2. Action number 3, we're gonna go to the. I'm trying to think what would be faster. Getting there, getting 1 resource. Then I would still, even the turn after that, the most I would be able to get actually would be 4 more if that's all I did. That would have, then I would have 5. Then on the following turn, or I could do 3. Okay, let's try it. Let's do it. Miskatonic University. We're going there. So action number 3. Miskatonic University is one of the most prestigious colleges in the Northeast. The university library is famous for its collection of occult books maintained by the esteemed Dr. Henry Armitage. So as we reveal it, has a shroud location of 4. Ooh, not great. 2 clues. As an action, I can search the top 6 cards of my deck for a tome or a spell card. Do I have any tome or spell cards? And then add it to your deck. I don't think I have tome or spell cards. Right? Like, I have assets, events, and skills. I think that's it. Okay, so we are over here. We have to put down 2 clues. So that was action number 3. So action number 4, I'm going to grab a resource token. And that is going to be the end of my turn. So enemy phase, they don't do anything because they are exhausted. The others don't move or attack or anything. Okay, so upkeep phase, ready exhausted cards. So he is going to be following us soon. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put a doom token on that guy. Okay. So, ready, exhausted cards, done. Draw a card, gain a resource. Ooh, it's a 45 automatic. Has 4 ammo, costs 4 to play as well. Spending 1 ammo, fights, I get an additional 1, and the attack deal. Oh, why didn't I get this right at the beginning? This would have been much more ideal than the knives. The knives are not helping. Okay, and then the resource token. And draw down to 8. I don't have to worry about it. Put a doom on the agenda. So we are at, we're at 6. No, wait. We're at 5 out of 8. So not great. And We don't have to advance it. Encounter deck. All right, what do we get? Wizard of the Order. Ooh, it's another cultist. Spawns at an empty location. It has retaliate, so we'll have to. I'm guessing that means if I get damaged regardless. We'll see. I'll have to read that up. Forced at the end of the Mythos phase, which is what we're in right now. Place 1 doom. Oh no. Okay, let's try keep him kind of close, right? So that we can deal with him ASAP. So maybe put him in downtown is what I'm thinking. He is probably going to be... Ooh, okay. This is good. This is good, right? We could potentially get 3 cultists. I'm thinking. Can I put my... If it's an empty location, do enemies in the location count as being an empty location, or is it based on investigators being, right? Can I put him in north side as well? That would probably be a horrible idea, wouldn't it? Okay, let's put him in downtown. Put him in downtown, and at the end of the Mythos phase, which is now, we have to put a doom token on him. I'm going to look up what retaliate means. Okay, so apparently with retaliate, if I failed the skill test for attacking, it would then perform its attack on me. So let's not let that happen. Okay, so that's the end of the Mythos phase. The next is my phase. Okay, so there are 2 clues here, but I kind of want to get 3 more. So we have 4 turns. We want to get 3 more actions or 3 more tokens so that we can parley with Victoria Devereaux. So my thought is get 4 resource tokens. Sorry, get 3 resource tokens, which brings us to 5. I could then either... I could try and get a clue is kind of what I'm thinking at that point. So we'll try get 1 more clue, but we'll stay here. Then the next round, the hunter dude's going to come to me. We're not going to fight him. We're going to disengage right away. Then move. Then we'll have 2 actions left. And at that point, I think they both automatically engage. So we'll have to see if I can decide who, because then maybe I can do the parley first, get her, and then I will attack the acolyte. My guess is that as long as I defeat the acolyte, then he becomes part of my victory pile. So yeah, that is my thought process. Okay, so action 1, 2, and 3, we're going to get resources. So 1, 2, 3. So now we're up to 5. As much as I'd love to get this 45 automatic, it's kind of too expensive. Same with the hospital debts. I can't, unfortunately, I need all the stupid resources. So instead, we are going to, we have a shroud value of 4, which really, really sucks. I only have 3 to begin with. I don't want to... I'm thinking of using... this is so bad. To get 4, I would have to do the elusive card, which would bring me to 4. So basically, I would only be able to get a 0 or better, and that's basically 3, and plus the good one. There's basically 4 good options. So I don't think those are good odds. So let's not do that. Let's just get another resource token. Or actually, you know what? Let's draw a card. So what do we have? Burglary. Cost 1. It also potentially is a... what's it called? Not willpower. The other one. The one that we want for clues. That one. You know what I'm talking about. I could exhaust burglary if I have it in play, which is good for investigating. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, gain 3 resources. Ooh. That's interesting. I mean, fortunately we also need clues, but oh well. Okay, so that is my turn. The enemies with the hunter keyword move toward the nearest. Oh no, he's gonna attack me. Oh, I thought I had this figured out. I thought I had it figured out. Shoot, he's gonna attack me. I should have moved to St. Mary's Hospital instead. Although technically he could have gone there too, right? I don't think it's like from Riverside. You can pretty much go everywhere. All right, so he moves towards me, and as a result, we become engaged. And wonderful. Okay. So he's gonna attack me. So I think I just take the two health and one horror. One horror. Okay. That sucks. That sucks. And none of the others have the hunter keyword. So we are good to continue on to the upkeep phase. Ready any exhausted cards, which we have none. Draw a card and gain a resource token. Ooh, this one doesn't cost anything to play. It's an emergency cash, and I gain 3 resources. Okay, perfect. That means I can put my 45 automatic into play. Maybe, right? Okay, so I got the extra resource token. Did that. We don't have any more than 8 in hand, so we're okay. Mythos phase. Place 1 doom. We may be advancing the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna end up putting this one, a doom token on this. So at the end of the next round, so not this round, but the next one, it's gonna be the end. Oh no. This is not good. I don't even have a single one yet. This is not good. Okay, so advance the agenda if we can, which we don't. Each investigator draws 1 card from the encounter deck. Ah, crap. It's a locked door. It's an obstacle. Revelation attached to the location with the most clues. Oh, hold on. Attached to the location with the most clues and without a locked door attached, which is the one that I'm in. The attached location cannot be investigated. I have to do a test for of the fighting to break down the door or evade, or agility, whatever it's called, to pick the locks. If you succeed, discard the locked door. Okay. So, wait, does that mean that's a turn? Or is it just that... You know what? I don't care. So I think this is for me to be able to investigate it, right? I have to be able to pick the lock and pick the door. So, that's okay. That's okay. We just won't go inside the university, and we'll just leave. So, we have the masked hunter who is, stupid right with us. We're not going to bother attacking him. We're just going to try and evade him. So, unfortunately, I don't have... Okay, so we need to make sure that we're saving at least 5 for the cultist. Oh, and we haven't put the doom token up. So, doom token over... It was this guy. So we need to save 5 for speaking with her. So I can spend 1 on Hard Knocks. Or we can get the 45 automatic into play, right? If I... Ooh, hold on. Could we maybe fight this guy? Could we maybe fight this guy? So if I were to evade him... Step 1. That way I can play a card, then what would be faster versus evade? Okay, so here's the issue, is I would still have 1, if I were to do that, so evade, play card, I would have the automatic in hand. I could then move to north side, but I wouldn't be able to... I would engage with them, this is the problem, and then they would take attacks on me, which we don't want. So ideally I actually wouldn't move, and well, at that point I could just try and pick the lock of the locked door, or I evade, move, parley with Victoria, fight the Acolyte, which shouldn't be too difficult. That would get me 2. Dude isn't going to follow. We would still have 1 more round. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't, because as soon as we put the next doom on, it's going to end. So this is essentially our last. Uh-oh. This is our last. Okay, so we definitely have to... Okay, here's... What is more worth it? What is... The Wizard of the Order doesn't give... Unfortunately, the only one I get victory points for is Victoria or the stupid Masked Hunter, but we're not going to be able to kill the Masked Hunter. He has 6 health, which is way too much. Wait, when we kill the Acolyte that has the Doom tokens, do the Doom tokens then go back? Because then at that point, this wouldn't be our last, right? Once we kill the Acolyte, or like bring him onto our side, we get rid of the Doom tokens. And they're no longer in play. Ooh. Okay. So. Better option. Evade Hunter Dude. Move. Fight the Acolyte. Which would then remove the 2 dooms. Parley with Victoria. Or parley with Victoria first. The only problem is I feel like I have to remove those doom tokens. So I think fighting the Acolyte is the number 1 goal. Okay, so evading first and foremost. So to evade, we have to beat 2. We start with 4. Do I want to spend a resource token to get an additional... the Hard Knocks? Or do I want to do elusive and just get the additional 1 from here? Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do the elusive. So that gets us to 5. We're at 5. We have to beat 2. We have 5. We have to beat 2. Okay. So I can get a -3. If this does not happen, we're in trouble. I have to get a -3 or better. All right. We're okay. It's a -3. So our 5 goes down to 2, which is what we need. So he is exhausted. Perfect. Then we are going to move. So action number 2, we're going to move to north side. And we're going to fight the acolyte. Okay, so let's move him down this way. Okie dokie. So we have to beat a 3. I start with 3. The knife will get me +1. I don't have anything else that I can add. So I'm going to spend 1 resource token for hard knocks to get the additional one. So I have +2. So that brings me to 5. Still, actually, hold on. Wait, 3. Oh, this we used last time. Right, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, so we have 5. And we have to beat 3 so we can get a -2 or better. Oh, please, 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 please. Hey! We got the good one. Okay, so that actually gives us a +2. And we get 2 resources from that as well. So the acolyte is now part of our victory. So I'm going to just put it next to where the acolytes are. I'm going to put it just on the left side, so kind of like the discard pile for the cultist, not acolytes. And so for me, it would make sense that we would put the doom tokens would go away. So we are now okay. It's not going to be the end of the round yet. And we have 1 of 6 unique ones. Okay, perfect. So that was action number 3. We evaded, we moved, we fought. So with Victoria, I am going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources to parley with her. So spend 5 resources in parley. Add Victoria Devereaux to the victory display. Okay, so we have 2 now. Perfect. That went well. We technically have 2 on the map if we include the hunter dude and the wizard of the order. So we have 2 more cultists on the map that are unique that we can add, assuming we can kill them. Yeah. We're good. So we're and being in Northside now, let's read the flavor text. Northside is a commercial district that contains many offices and factories, as well as the train station. And it connects to downtown and the Miskatonic University. It has a Shroud of 3 with 2 clues. Spend 5 resources, but gain 2 clues from the token pool. Oh, that's... Why is everything so expensive? I really, really wanted to get this automatic in play. I really, really want to get this automatic in play, but this is 2 clues. This gets us 2 clues, which is so... I think it's easier for us to get resources than it is to beat the stupid shroud values. So... Okay, well, that's the end of our turn anyways, so can't do anything more there. Enemies. Dude is... exhausted, so he's not following us, at least not for this turn, thankfully. And so there's no one engaged with us either. Upkeep actions, so we're gonna ready all exhausted cards, so he is back on following us, unfortunately, and I get to draw a card. which is the machete. Sweet. And I also get a resource token. Perfect. 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 Okay, so draw down to 8. We're okay for that. Place 1 doom on the agenda. Okay, so where are we at for that? So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7. Where we really need to kill these things with all the extra tokens. They're not making life easier. Okay. So that is, yeah, so we're 1 down there. And next we're not advancing it just yet. So we're gonna draw the next one. Hunting Shadow. It's treachery. It's a curse. Peril. Revelation. You must either, I have to choose one. I can either spend 1 clue, which I don't have any of, or take 2 damage. So I guess I don't have an option. I have to take 2 damage. Well, that's not cool. So right now I have 4 damage. And I have a total of 8, so I can take 5 more. Okay, and we can get rid of this. A shadowy figure follows you in the rain. When you look at it, your head pounds in agony and your vision blurs. Well, I was pretty sure that someone was following me. So it's not that ridiculous. I guess I was right. Okay, Mythos phase is over, which means we have to add another clue, what's called? Doom token to the Wizard of the Order. We really need to get rid of him. And, oh no! Each investigator takes a turn performing 3 actions. Okay. I have 3 resource tokens. I could take 1 action to do the emergency cash, which would get me 3 more, which would bring me to 6. At that point, I could spend 5 to get 2 clues, or I could spend 4 and get the automatic. I think I should do that. So, action number 1, emergency cash, getting 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. I need to be able to kill what's on the board before I can even bring any more. Then I'm going to spend 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Action number 2. And we're going to put the 45 into play, which works out. We only have 1 hand item so far, and I can have 2. So I now have a knife in 1 hand and a 45 automatic in the other. So that was action number 2. And it uses 4 ammo, so we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that was 2 turns. So the next, I think I'm going to move to the wizard and fight him. So if I take a peek, is he going to be able to come straight to downtown from? No. So from the Miskatonic University, you can go to North Side, St. Mary's Hospital, Rivertown, and South Side, but you cannot go to downtown. Okay, that's good. That's perfect, because I think he only gets to move 1. So if we were to fight the Wizard of the Order, he has the retaliation effect. So we cannot die against him. We cannot fail. But he has 2 health, and luckily with the 45, if I spend an ammo, I get an additional +1 to the attack. So I think we're going to do that. Okay, so action number 3, we are moving to downtown. Let's do the flavor text now. So, the downtown area of Arkham is filled with government buildings including City Hall. The First Bank of Arkham, Independence Square, and Arkham Asylum can also be found in this area. It is the busiest district in the city. And you can only go to East Town and North Side from here. You can't even go down to Rivertown. Okay. First Bank of Arkham. So it has a shroud value of 3 with 1 clue on it. But once per game, oh, this is perfect. Once per game, I can gain 3 resources. Okay, that is super, super wonderful. So that was action number 3. Action number 4 is we are going to fight the Wizard of the Order. So we have to succeed a attack of 4. We are going to spend one ammo and get an additional +1. We're going to get a +1 from the knife as well. We're going to spend an additional resource on Hard Knocks and get +1 there. So that's +3. I really have to beat him. I get 3 to begin with, so that's 6. I'm kind of tempted to do the machete, I have to admit. And just like destroy him, right? That way there's no way we can lose this, right? Because we can get up to -4. So if I do the machete, that brings us to 7, which means we can get a -3 and better. Okay, so we're gonna commit the machete as well. So that brings us to 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as long as we get a -3 or better, we are okay. If we get if we get one of the skulls or the whatever that lung thing is, then we're screwed. So -3 or better. Nope. I got the skull, and the skull is -X. X is the total number of dooms in play, and there are how many? 8, right? There are 8 in play. Damn it! That means this is the end. That means this is the end, right? That was my 4th action. Okay, hold on. That was my 4th action. I did the emergency cache, put the automatic in play, moved, and fought. There's no way for me to like, do an extra. Should have spent the 5 and done the stupid dynamite blast. And that would have killed him. Damn it! Okay, well, that's a fail. So unfortunately, I get retaliation damage, which is wonderful. So he takes an attack at me, and I get 1 health. So I'm at 5 damage, physical damage. Okay, so that's really unfortunate. So that was the end of my turn, and I'm pretty sure that we are done. Right? So the enemy phase. So this guy moves 1 closer, so he has to go there. He's not able to attack me. The dude I'm with currently would attack me, so I would get 1 damage from that, which brings me to 6 out of 8. He doesn't do any horror. Upkeep phase. We're good. Everything's fine there. Everyone's happy. I draw a card and get a resource token. Ugh, guard dog. That would be nice to have on hand too. Oh, you know what I could have done? No, that doesn't change anything. Even having like DeLuca take damage doesn't actually change anything, unfortunately. So the Mythos phase, place a doom on the agenda, which is kind of pointless because I'm pretty sure we're at the max. Advance the agenda if the doom threshold is satisfied. So it is. So the doom threshold is 8. We're at 5 here, 3 there, 1 there. So that's 9. So we're going to advance that. 12 bells ring out across the town. It is midnight. There is no time left to investigate the city. You must act based on the information you've collected from the cultists you found. So it's resolution number 2. Man, we were about to get a third one. Stupid skull. Stupid skull. Okay. So apparently choosing the hard difficulty is truly a nightmare. Next time I'll have to play the standard. Okay, so the Midnight Masks, resolution number 2. 12 bells ring out, signaling midnight. You're out of time. The cult's ritual will begin shortly. You've managed to obtain some useful information about the cult and its plans. You can only hope it's enough. So, in your campaign log under cultists we interrogated, record the names of each unique cultist enemy in the victory display. Okay. In your campaign log under a cultist who got away, record the name of each unique enemy still remaining in the cultist deck or in play. So we have the ones from the deck, which there are 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we also have the Masked Hunter and the Wizard of the Order. Right? Wait, that's not what I was looking at. Where does it say it again? Okay. Just making sure I had that right. In your campaign log, record that it is past midnight. If the Ghoul Priest is still in the victor, If the Ghoul Priest is in the victory display, cross out. Oh no, he's still alive. He's still alive. We have not come across him. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. So I'm pretty sure, and no bonus experience, I'm pretty sure I get 0 again. Not good. So I get 1 victory point from Victoria, but then because I did not pay off my hospital debts, I get 2 fewer. So 0 victory points. Or 0 experience points. All right. So I'm going to read the flavor text for part 3, and we will set that up and play another day. So part 3, the Devourer Below. After a frantic nighttime search throughout Arkham, you have tracked down and questioned several members of the cult. Your findings are disturbing. They claim to worship a being known as Umordoth, a monstrous entity from another realm. You are able to confirm much of Lita's story. The cult is agitated over the destruction of a ghoul lair. However, a surprising detail also turns up. The one who invaded the lair and set this night's events in motion was none other than Lita Chandler herself. You are not sure why this important detail was omitted from Lita's story. Did she tell you only as much as was necessary to draw you into her conflict? But in another light, she seems to be fighting to protect the city of Arkham from a terrible menace. The final piece of the puzzle was found written in a journal possessed by one of the cultists. It describes a dark ritual to be performed deep within the woods south of Arkham, this very night. According to the journal, the ritual's completion will open a gate and bring forth the cult's dark master into this world. If the cult is not stopped, Lita warns, there is a possibility that Umordoth's vengeance will consume all in its path. Frightened but determined to stop the ritual, you head into the woods. Awesome. All right, so we will set up and play the Devourer Below on another night. But thank you for hanging out, and let me know how your playthrough has been going so far. Has luck been on your side, or have you had some unfortunate experiences such as mine, and it has not been not been good. I'm having a lot of fun though, I have to admit. I do want to play again, maybe with a different character, and on the standard I want a challenge level. I'd like to, you know, be doing better, but I am having fun. So there's that. So thanks for joining, and stay tuned for the next part 3 adventure. Bye.